I didn't really have any symptoms at all, and I was feeling a little bit tired, but at the time I was 70 and I was walking 5 miles in the morning with my dog, plus I was running my own business from home. And so, you know, I just thought the reason why I'm tired is because, you know, I'm 70 and sort of working long hours. I had a bone density test done through my GP, and he called me to go and see him because the results weren't good. I'd got osteoporosis, which again is obviously age-related, and I happened to say to him that I'd got this funny feeling in my lungs. I couldn't really explain what it was, but I just said they just sort of feel strange. So he listened to my lungs and sent me straight to the local hospital for an X-ray, and the X-ray came back, and at first they thought I had TB. I have had TB in the past. It was about 15 years before, and initially it was thought that the scarring shown on the X-ray was through the TB. And but my GP wanted me to have a CT scan just to make sure, and the consultant arranged it. And it was when the results of the CT scan came back, they realised I'd got stage 4 lung cancer. The cancer was in both my lungs and my adrenal gland and spleen, and also in the bones, lymph nodes. And that's when I was told that I'd got 6 months to live. I think the hardest thing for me was telling my 3 children.
Mum had an appointment at the hospital. It happened to be on my wedding anniversary, and I hadn't heard anything, so I was sort of waiting all day, you know, when trying to concentrate on work, but actually just thinking about what the doctors had said. So I called Mum, and she, I think she didn't want to tell me the news because it was my anniversary, but she did tell me the diagnosis. And I think, you know, I went through all the emotions, so kind of feeling shocked, you know, denial, angry, and sort of devastated really. I couldn't really speak. And I think I went and sat on my own, and then very quickly you start thinking about the future and trying to imagine Mum not being there, which is almost unimaginable because she's sort of my best friend and she's always been there for me. And then you try and imagine her not being there to see my daughter growing up and teaching her how to sort of knit and sew and all the things she's good at.
My eldest son was amazing, and when he knew that I had cancer, he was very supportive, and he did a lot of fundraising, and sadly, unbeknown to him and to the family, he also had cancer himself, which was diagnosed a year after I was diagnosed. He had eye melanoma, which is very difficult to treat, and sadly the treatment he had, he didn't respond to, and he died, passed away on the 6th of March 2023. I hope that I was a good support to him, because I was the one person that he could talk to or text, because we were both going through the same thing, and I think he found it very easy to talk to me, or if he was having a bad day. When I was told that I'd only got 6 months to live and advised not to have any treatment because it probably wouldn't work, and I was better spending my last few months with the best possible quality of life, I immediately thought that's not going to happen. Even if I've only got 1% chance of treatment working, that I'm going to go for it. I'm not giving up. And that was my immediate thought. I didn't even consider not having any treatment. I think it's very easy when you get a diagnosis like that just to completely go under and sort of give up and go to bed, and you know, but I didn't do that, and I think it helped me through. I had a genetic blood test taken which identified the mutation of the tumour that I had. It helped my healthcare team to identify the best course of action to treat my cancer.
landscape for mutation-driven lung cancers has evolved significantly in the last few decades, from several decades ago having no active management options for these patients to more recently having active chemotherapy options to, in the very recent past, having personalised management strategies for these patients.
It gave us hope. There was always something kind of that we could look forward to talk about. You know, at one point every week or sometimes twice a week, Mum was going up to hospital, and so that was always the focus and something to give us that extra bit of hope.
Well, last summer I was very ill and lost 1.5 stone in weight. Basically couldn't walk, was using a wheelchair, and just so weak, you know, even trying to walk across the room wasn't possible.
Even when things were as bad as that, she never gave up, always had a smile. Still, when we went into the hospital and saw the team, saw the doctor, she was still smiling, even though she was sort of very, very ill. So I think, you know, really proud of Mum for fighting so hard and just insisting on keeping going and not giving up, which was great.
It's so important to me to have clinicians that care. They're all amazing, and I know that every member of the team is doing their best for me, and I can talk to them anytime I want to, not only about my cancer but also personal problems as well. And it is great knowing that you haven't got to sort of fight for anything, everything is being done for you. Whenever I told people I had lung cancer, before they said to me, which happened initially, I didn't know you smoked, I always said, I've got lung cancer, but I've never smoked, because I felt that people have this preconception where they think that you've brought it upon yourself.
Stigma surrounding lung cancer has existed for decades, and I think that this is something that does need to change. The reality is that anyone with a pair of lungs can develop lung cancer. I think that patients play a key role in actually motivating each other and raising awareness to be able to educate others that lung cancer is not exclusively smoking related and that anyone can develop lung cancer. So I think an important relationship between patients and clinicians is to raise awareness that lung cancer does not exclusively relate to smoking and that it can arise in anyone. So being able to identify a particular mutation driving a patient's lung cancer can significantly improve their quality of life. We know that these patients are often symptomatic at the time of diagnosis, whether that's from their primary tumour or sites of spread of their cancer, which subsequently lead to impacts and deterioration in their quality of life. Therefore, being able to identify the right mutation and target that with the right management strategy can certainly lead to improvements in their quality of life, and often quite quickly.
We never dreamed that the change would be so much and so quickly, from what the state Mum was in, you know, really ill, not able to walk, to how she is today, being able to just live a normal life. We definitely didn't think that would happen. So amazing, yeah, really wonderful to watch.
And I just run the house, cook, gardening. I walk on the South Downs and it's quite hilly and it's amazing. I have my life back. So life's great. When I look back now, 5 years ago, all I could think about was dying. It was consuming my whole life for quite a while, but now I don't think that I'm dying from cancer. I think I'm living with cancer, certainly appreciating every day, either spending it with family or friends or just going for a walk with the dog. I just think how lucky I am to still be here.